Once, there were two brothers. One was named Hector, and the other was named Bill. One boy would pray all the time and preach. And the other boy, what had hell in it anyway, man, what he gonna do now? You gonna always pray and never gonna try to get hold of none? Heaven said, that's right, brother. I'm on the Lord's side. I'm gonna pray. You pray for what you want, and I'm gonna pray for what I want. So this old boy named Hell said, let me tell you something. Now these brothers, the first one died. That's gonna be me. Now when I die, I know the devil ain't gonna let me come up here from where I'm at. But the Lord will let you loose. When you die and get to heaven, I want you to come and see me. So sure enough, the old boy died. And in a few months, the other brother died too and went to heaven. He was up there drinking that wine and eating that good bread. They had milk and honey and everything. So he finally thought, you know, my brother told me to come and see him when I die. He's in hell. And I wonder if the Lord will let me go down there to hell and see him. So one of the Lord's prophets was there. He was standing there listening and saying, what you want? He said, reckon the Lord will let me off and let me go down to hell to see my brother? He said, you ain't got nothing to do but go and ask him. So he went up there and said, Lord, come here. Would you mind letting me off a few hours and go down to hell to see my brother? The Lord said, yeah. But if you go down to hell, I got to give you a length of time to stay there before you can come back. Preacher said, that's all right. That's a bet, Lord. They give him his wings and he stretched out and flew down the hill. When he got to hell, he knocked on the door. Who is that? One of the devil's imps opened the door. He said, this here preacher, what do you want? You got a boy down here named Willie. This is preacher. This is his brother. The imp opened the door and said, hey, come on in. The little imp started dancing around. He's come on in there. His brother saw him and said, Lord, have mercy, when did you die? A few months ago, he said, well, come on in. He first walked in and he looked over there at a nice table where they was playing cards. Then he looked over there and they was shooting some dice. He said, they allow y'all to do that here? He said, yeah, man. We pitchers a bitch here. We pitchers a bitch. Walked up there to the bar. They had whiskey, wine, and everything. He said, wait a minute. Here's where I want to stop right here. He grabbed him some whiskey and started drinking. He turned his wings to the bar. When he turned his wings to the bar, he looked over and see them pretty gals with hair all down and here and said, wait a minute, come on and let's go over here. He went over there. He's forgetting the time. He's forgetting the time. He had to be back in heaven by now. He went over there where them gals was, and when them gals looked at him, she got up and she gave him a seat. He sat down and she sat there in his lap and put her arm around him. With all that hair, he knowed he was in heaven. She put that hair and them legs around him and said, hey. He said, Lord, have mercy. I ain't never had this good treatment up in heaven. He called his brother, come here, brother. Ain't no way I can go. He said, yeah, just tell him. So he whispered to him, they got up, and then he put his arm around, and they went up to the room. Where they go? You got them wings unbuckled and set them to the side of the bed where he could get in them quick. They laid there, you know, playing with one another and everything. And way along about 8:45, he said, you know one thing? This here's a nice place. He dozed off to sleep. And when it woke up, it was 10 o'clock. He said, oh, baby, wait here. Look, what time is it? What time is it? She said, it's after 10 o'clock. He said, Lord, I'm supposed to have been back in heaven. I'm supposed to have been back up there by 9. Wonder would they let me in. He grabbed his wings and stretched them out and flew on back to heaven. And when he got there, he had to ring the bell. Wouldn't nobody say nothing. He shook the bars. He said, ain't nobody in this son of a gun. They may not let me back up in heaven. He kept up so much noise that Jonah rolled up there and said, who that? He said, you know who it is. I'm the man you sent to hell on wings. Who you want to see? I want to see the Lord. The Lord's asleep. He can't see, you can't see him this time of night. He's asleep. What do you want with the Lord? Let me talk to the Lord. I want to talk to the Lord. Well, you keeping up so much noise and waking everybody up. I'm going to get the Lord, but you can't come in. Just let me talk to the Lord. So he kept worrying Jonah. Till Jonah went on and got the Lord and brought him up there. The Lord opened the door and said, preacher, what do you want? Lord, I just want you to know one thing. I brought these damn wings back to you, and I'm going back down to hell where I belong. You can take these sons of bitches, here they is. So he went